We are trying to divide Nigeria further. Nigeria is supposed to be governed, it's a federation unit which has to be governed through states. Are we trying to go back to regional governance? We need to check ourselves.
Viewers and subscribers, welcome back again on this platform. This is still BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. And I promised you that I will be addressing the major problem of this country, if not the only major problem in this country, which is the fundamental. This thing called One Nigeria, under the guise of Federal Government of Nigeria, is a big scam. And we are here to address it head on.
We are trying to divide Nigeria further. Nigeria is supposed to be governed, it's a federation unit which has to be governed through states. Are we trying to go back to regional governance? We need to check ourselves.
Senators disagree on call for return to regional government in Nigeria. Some senators have disagreed over Nigeria's return to regional government, expressing divergent views at the Constitution Review retreat in Kano. Some southern and northern senators on Saturday disagree over the agitation for return of Nigeria to regional form of government. They expressed their divergent views at the sidelines of the ongoing two-day retreat on the amendment to the 1999 Constitution, organized by the Senate Committee on Constitution Review in collaboration with the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center in Kano. While some senators from the northern part of Nigeria who spoke on the issue vehemently opposed regional government, their colleagues from Southwest described it as a welcome development that would improve the economy, tackle insecurity, and fast-track infrastructural development. Nigeria had practiced a more regional form of government between 1954 to 1966 in the western, eastern, and northern region. The Midwest region was later carved out of the western region in 1963. The model lasted until 1966, when the military overthrew the civilian government.
And you have heard me several times that the irreducible minimum that can salvage what is left of this British colonial contraption called Nigeria is to return this country back to regional government, so that it will one in a stroke, just one stroke, solve the problem of this country, the problem of marginalization, the problem of corruption, the problem of one ethnic group against the other, the problem of just name it, insecurity, the problem of the impunity and the Babiala government we are now experiencing in Nigeria. It will solve it all in one stroke, regional government. But you know what? The northern people rejected it. They rejected it. They rejected it not because it is working against their people, but it is working against their personal interests. I mean the bourgeois in the north. Because all these years, historically, we've known they have been in control of the resources of the south.
Whatever mileage you get in the sea, according to the United Nations law of the sea, is a measure of the landmass that you have. That is what gives you the mileage into the sea. If you have a small landmass, you get a small cut of the sea. And the landmass of this country, we know, that gives us that long 200 miles or nautical miles or more into the ocean, is because of that 72% of the landmass of this country, which is the north. So what they claim is the offshore oil is actually the oil of the north.
The oil in Delta belongs to Jigawa. As well, yes, because we are called Nigeria today. So that's what I'm telling you. The oil belongs to us all. And we, as Nigerians, shall do everything possible to make sure we take that oil so that a lot of people will have the oil as well. Will have the money of the oil. Anybody who thinks the oil of Bayelsa belongs to only Bayelsa is just deceiving himself. As long as we are in Nigeria, we will make sure that we have uninterrupted supply of oil, so that there will be uninterrupted supply of money to Jigawa State.
The oil wells, who are owning them, who are managing them, in the guise of federal government, they are exploiting this oil and taking the proceed without developing their people. The poverty headquarter in this country is the north. Yes. Yet the richest people in Nigeria and across Africa are from the north. What an irony. They are doing this not because they are fighting for the interests of the north, because soon they will try to tell you, the northerners, that the southerners are your problem. And that is what this regional government will address. The north is richer than many developed countries of the world today with what they have in their place. Their problem is that their bourgeois have hijacked everything for themselves. They are not developing their education. They are not developing their infrastructure. They are not investing in their health care. They don't care about anything. They try to keep them in that they are religious. They clothe it very well. They cut it very well with this religious madness. As if to say Saudi Arabia is not progressing. As if to say UAE is not progressing as a Muslim country. Using what they have to develop their people. But the north, totally different. It's not just about the north. It also applies to other parts of Nigeria, including the south so-called. Because those of them that are fighting for them, their militants carrying ammunition and the rest of them, they are not fighting for the ordinary people, including their political class. They are only fighting for themselves and resource control, just to take it into their own coffins, while the people are suffering. That is the truth. That is why we need to continue in this education. I know people, it is hard for you to understand this truth coming from here. When I listen and hear for some of your commentaries and also read from your comments, man, I know that many of my people, especially the Biafrans, do not understand where we are going to. And the rest of all the Nigerians. That's why they will wake up and call me a saboteur, that I believe in one Nigeria that is a scam that I've been criticizing about, but not just about criticizing and agitating. It is about finding the solution. And we've been pushing. And we've been pushing, and we keep pushing until we achieve this. And that is why the education is very important, to sensitize the northern part, especially, so that they will understand this thing. So that tomorrow nobody will mobilize them to protest against regional government. And they will just fall for it, not knowing that they will be the ultimate victims. Because regional government will open up them, will open up all this political class in Nigeria, cutting across every strata, to show that they are the real problem. It is leadership that you are having as a problem. But they use this confusion created by Britain that mopped us all up together in a confused way to divide and rule us and subject us in perpetual poverty. This cannot continue. And that is what my people must understand. They are saying, yes, that regional government will be the freedom the Biafran people seek. What is wrong with it? It is also the freedom the Arewa people seek. It is also the freedom the Oduduwa people seek. It is the freedom the Nigerian people seek to free themselves from the impunity of bad governance and never working system you called Nigeria today. And that is the truth. And I must tell you, because here we say the truth, whether you like it or not. You see me bring down on Tinubu's Agbadorik government. Today, if the only thing he could achieve is to say, okay, Nigeria, let us push for this regional government. You don't even need to push too much. Because if you can single-handedly change our national anthem without anybody's consent, he can actually influence the system and the National Assembly to do the right thing. But you know what? They are just playing hide and seek. They are just fooling themselves, thinking that we Nigerians are fools. If he is man enough, let him regional government. And you see everywhere will start springing up. If that is what happens, I will still salvage this thing you call Nigeria. Nigeria will just be a name, while the nationalities in Nigeria will be a force among community of nations, not even in Nigeria alone. Just as it were in the beginning, when Eastern region was the fastest growing economy of the world. I'm not talking about Africa. The same is also applicable to the West. They were developing very fast. I'm not even talking and leaving out the North, which was one of the hallmark of, you remember that Granite Pyramid? and wonderful achievement they had at the time, then who is against it and for what? That is the real question that every Nigerian must understand. And I can tell you, for my people, if you understand what we are preaching, you will support everything we do on this platform. It's not just about carrying flag and some people deceiving you who are even working for these politicians, because their voice are always louder whenever there is an election to make sure they recycle the same old political criminals into power. Then the business of agitation will continue. We are not part of it. GGM is not part of it. We keep speaking this truth, whether you like it or not. Even myself, sometimes, I don't like to speak the truth, but I have to because I'm commissioned to speak it, whether I like it or not. So you must understand this, and that's our position. I'm also Chinod Peters, the advocate for good. Let me have your opinion on this on the comment section. Bye-bye for now.